Convergence and Special, Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps or SIPAG, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Major Strategic Public Buildings, Facilities, Construction of Bicol River Flood Mitigation Structures, Barangay Santa, Barangay Suwa, Canaman, Camarines, Third Legislative District. We also have 24F00296, Convergence Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, Access Roads and our bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of Bariw, Nahapunan, Tambungon Road, Bacacay, Albay, First Legislative District. And we also have 24F00297, Convergence Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, Access Roads and our bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of Namantaw, Mapulang, Daga Road, Bacacay, Albay, First Legislative District. So in attendance this afternoon are the following: yours truly, Dr. Maria Chagara Santos, back chairperson, Chief of the Albay Division. We also have Sir Benjamin Denji Whitley Jr., back regular member and Chief of the Quality Assurance Hydrology Division. And soon joining us are the following: Attorney Joanna Diamante, regular member, Chief of the Robot. We also have Engineer Nelson Sereno. Ayan, nakita naman ninyo. Of course, Chief of the Equipment Management Division. Ayan, yung big opinion nandoon sa Chief of the Construction Division, Engineer Alex L. Lacuna. Sana all. Good afternoon, Engineer Alex. Enjoy your trip. Nasa ano po sila? Lahat nasa Zoom, yung tatlo. So, we also have the PWG Assistant Head, Engineer Aaron Joseph Azotea. We also have Urgent Barameda from the PWG. We also have Engineer Dinet Grahida, Engineer Maylin Altarejos. We also have Mr. Polo Palmones from the back Secretariat. Sino hindi ko pa po namin ito. Okay? Also, the members of the back. And with this, we proceed with the pre-bid conference. Ay, itsura mo na. Okay na ba?
Apa, nasa ano po siya, sir? Nasa video po siya, sir.
Itsura mo siya.
Apa.
Okay, so we proceed ba? Yes, attorney, parang attorney, afternoon po.
Good afternoon po, Ma'am Don.
Afternoon po. Okay, Alex and Engineer Nelson. So, pa, can we proceed now? Okay, we are having the pre-bid conference for contract IDs 24F00094, 24F00291, 24F00296, and 24F00297 for infrastructure. So the brief on this contract data, 24F00094, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development program, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Legazpi City Coastal Road, Access Road, Albay, Legazpi City, 2nd Legislative District. 24F00291, Convergence Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, Flood Mitigation Structures, Protecting Major Strategic Public Building Facilities, Construction of Bicol River Flood Mitigation Structures, Barangay Suwa, Canaman, Camarines, 3rd Legislative District. For 24F00296, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps, SIPAG, Access Roads and our bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction, to Bariw, Nahapunan, Tambungon Road, Bacacay, Albay, 1st Legislative District. We also have 24F00297, Convergence and Special Support Program, Sustainable Infrastructure Projects, Alleviating Gaps or SIPAG, Access Roads, and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of Canaman, Nahapunan, Road, Bacacay, and Bariw, First Legislative District. Eligibility requirements. Eligibility of prospective bidders is determined using the Civil Works Application or CWA, which electronically processes the compliance to the Class A documents such as the legal, technical, and financial documents. Prospective bidders are encouraged to regularly update their respective records in the CWA on the following requirements. Letter A, Class A documents, legal documents, number 1, registration certificate from SEC for corporate organizations, DTI for sole proprietorship, or CBA for cooperatives. For Class A documents, number A, legal documents, number 2, mayor's business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for specific economic zones or areas. In cases of recently expired mayor's business permits, the official receives proof that the bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the concerned local government unit shall be accepted in updating the previous platinum registration, which is also deemed temporarily expired per GPPB Resolution Number 15 Series of 2021. The updated previous registration shall be submitted in the technical document component of the bid to be considered eligible. The renewed mayor's business permit shall also be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. The same shall apply to the other Class A eligibility documents. For number 3, legal documents, tax clearance for Executive Order 3980 of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. The technical documents number 4, statement of the prospective bidder of all its completed and ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Number 5, statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid except other conditions provided for in Section 23.4.2.4 of the IRR of RA 9184. All of the above statements 4 and 5 shall include all information required in the PPBs prescribed by the GPPB. 23.4.2.4, the prospective bidder must have completed an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid in whose value adjusted to current price using the PSA consumer price indices must be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid. Provided, however, that contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience or the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable rates of contract cost or the ARCC of their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAP. For 23.4.2.4, moreover, a contract shall be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major categories of work. The procuring entity may clarify in the bidding documents what is regarded as major categories of work. For the entire DPWH's determination of major categories of work are defined in Department Order 117/2017. 23.4.2.5, the SLCC shall be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued to the project owner other than the contractor or a final rating of at least satisfactory with the contractor's performance evaluation system or systems. In case of contracts with the private contract sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Number 6, valid Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license or similar PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration with the type and cost of for the contract to be bid. financial documents. Number 7, the prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total in current assets and liabilities stamp receipt with the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Number 8, the financial document, the prospective bidders' computation of the net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, 23.4.2.6. The computation of prospective bidders' NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid, calculated as follows. NFCC equal to current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started, coinciding with the contracts to be bid. The values of the domestic bidders' current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. For Class B documents, letter B, joint ventures bidders shall submit a JVA in accordance with RA 4566 in its IRR. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit the respective project certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR of RA 9184. The submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of all its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. For the technical requirements, if joint venture agreement, bid security as applicable, bid securing declaration. Sample format of bid securing declaration must be notarized. Bid securing declaration that are stated therein the contract ID number, name of the contract, and the location. Address to the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 5, Old Airport Road, Barangay 40, Kusada, Legazpi City. This includes we/I, of course, the blank, the name of the contractor declare that, or the construction company. 1, we/I understand that according to your conditions, bids must be supported by a bid security, which may be in the form of a bid securing declaration. Number 2, we/I accept that A, we/I will be automatically disqualified from bidding for any contract with any procuring entity for a period of 2 years upon receipt of your blacklisting order. And letter B, we/I will pay the applicable fine provided under Section 6 of the guidelines on the use of bid securing declaration within 15 days from receipt of the written demand with the procuring entity for the commission of acts resulting with enforcement of the bid securing declaration under Section 23.1b, 34.2, 40.1, and 69.1, except 16.1, paragraph F of the IRR of RA 9184, without prejudice to other legal action the government may undertake. Number 3, we/I understand that the bid securing declaration shall cease to be valid of the following circumstances. Letter A, upon expiration of the bid validity period or any extension thereof pursuant to your request. Letter B, we/I are declared ineligible or false disqualified upon receipt of your notice to such effect, and we/I fail to timely file a request for reconsideration, or letter I, we/I file a waiver to avail of said rights. Letter C, we/I are declared as the bidder to the lowest calculated and responsive bid, and we/I have furnished the performance security and signed the contract. The jurat states the following, and the witness whereof, we/I have hereunto set my hands this blank day of blank at blank. And the affair signed, duly signed, and of course, okay, duly notarized po siya. Okay. So the technical requirements, duly signed organizational chart, duly signed list of key personnel for the contract with supporting affidavits of commitment to work on the contract by the key personnel. Duly signed list of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment pledged to the contract and omnibus board statement. We also have the financial requirements, duly signed bid form, duly signed bill of quantities, including summary of bid prices, duly signed initial detailed estimates, duly signed cash flow by quarter. Further instruction clarifications on the submission of technical and financial documents. For those who wish to use bid security declaration or BSD as bid security, use the new format where Department Memorandum Circular 85 Series of 2020 uploaded in the PhilJIT's and DPWH websites. Similarly, use the uploaded new omnibus board statement format that contains addendum enclosed pertaining to the declaration of non-inclusion in the blacklist and an additional declaration as closed and pertaining to the advance payment. Prospective bidders are required to use the appropriate incorrect format of the omnibus board statement pertaining to the authority of the signatory according to the type of the business organization. An example include proprietorship, corporate, cooperative, or joint venture. Failure to do so will be treated as a misdeclaration by the prospective bidder and will be a ground for the non-compliance of the bid. Prospective bidders are reminded of the provision in the invitation to bid that equipment capacity as specified in the bid data sheet shall be mandatory and absence of the same shall disqualify the contractor. All requirements stated in the bid data sheet are mandatory. Hence, in the same manner that the items of work and the corresponding quantities involved are fixed and mandatory in the bill of quantities, the type of equipment, the respective capacities, and number of units required are also mandatory in the list of equipment pledged for the contract. Failure of the prospective bidder to state a complete technical description of the pledged equipment in a specific location, whether owned, leased, or under purchase agreement, shall result in the bidder's automatic post disqualification and forfeiture of the bid security. Okay, the TWG shall conduct inspection on the pledged equipment as to their availability and efficiency. Equipment pledged for one awarded project shall not be pledged to another project bid out on the same date or immediate date after the bidding of the awarded project. Equipment pledged on several projects bid out on the same date wherein the bidder is potentially the winner of these projects will be ground for the bidder's post disqualification in the other projects. Review documents to be submitted to avoid ineligibility and non-compliance of bid. Check the validity of permits, licenses, registrations, and clearances. Check the completeness as to form and substance of the bid security, affidavits, declarations, and other notarized documents. Use the new bid form for infrastructure GPPB resolution number 16-2020 and circularized in the DPWH through DO 85 series of 2020. All entries required in the bill of quantities, such as those for the unit price in words and figures, and the total price for the item for both lump sum and non-lump sum items of work, should be properly filled up. Absence of any of the said required entries will be ground for non-compliance finding on the bid and shall be considered violation under Department Order number 28 series of 2024. 3. Strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts. Okay. Absence of signature on any page of the bill of quantities qualified as one of the violations contemplated in Department Order number 28 series of 2024. 3. Strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts. Provision of excessive OCMs, profits, and taxes in the detailed estimate shall not be considered as ground for the disqualification of the bid. However, the TWG shall make corrections on the bid incorporating therein the correct percentages, amounts for the indirect cost per Section 32 of the IRR of RA 9184 and Bicol 28 series of 2024. The resulting total shall be considered as the corrected bid. Award shall be made to the submitted bid price or its calculated corrected bid price, whichever is lower. Lump sum cost in the bill of quantities must be supported with detailed cost estimate showing the direct and indirect costs including tax, provision of overhead contingencies and miscellaneous OCN for special items under the general requirements and facilities for insurance shall not be accepted. Discounts offered in handwritten text in the bid form should be signed or initialed by the authorized managing officer who is authorized to sign the bid documents, otherwise the discount will not be accepted. Erasures, interlineation, overwriting, and alterations in any document should likewise be signed, initialed by the authorized managing officer. Brief explanation of the criteria for eligibility screening, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and post-qualification. Process and criteria for eligibility processing shall be in accordance with sections 23.1 and 23.4.2 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, the contract profile based on DO 117 series of 2017 revised guidelines for the determination of major and similar categories of work. Electronic eligibility processing through the Civil Works Application or CWA shall be conducted simultaneously or ahead of the opening of the technical documents depending on the consistency of the network connectivity of the CWA. Preliminary examination of bids shall be conducted in accordance with Section 30 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. Bids that fail to include any requirement from the checklist or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. Detailed evaluation of bids shall be in accordance with Section 32 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. Bids shall be checked as to completeness, arithmetical corrections will be performed on computational errors, and omissions will be corrected to enable proper comparison on equal footing of all eligible bids. Post-qualification shall be conducted in accordance with Rule 10, post-qualification of the IRR of RA 9184, verification, validation, and ascertainment of all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents covering the legal, technical, and financial requirements. The provisions of the revised IRR of RA 9184, the DPWH Procurement Manual 2 infrastructure shall govern that procurement. Instruction and the purchase of bidding documents, only the owner of the firm or the authorized representatives named in the CRC shall be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters and purchase bidding documents per Department Order 176 series of 1993 and as reiterated in DO 197 series of 2001. Those representatives not included in the CRC are required to submit special power of attorney or SPA or secretary certificate whichever is applicable. The authorized representatives issued with SPA or secretary certificate shall be required to present 2 valid government issued identification cards or IDs and a print-out copy of the document request list or DRL for the field posting of the contract to be bid showing the name of their construction firm. The bank secretariat will not be responsible for the failure by the bidder to pay the bidding document in time for the bid dropping due to late arrival, delayed processing of the order of payment, collection order, and late payment of the bidding documents. Okay, loss of the order of payment and supporting documents already released issued by the bank secretariat is not the responsibility of the bank secretariat. Only the signatory may cancel and or revise the duly signed letter of authority to purchase bid documents. Bidding documents payments made for canceled projects due to no funds approved, released, and for disapproved modification and or for late release projects that have already exceeded the 3-month period for award are non-refundable as a matter of policy of the DPWH Regional Office 5. Instruction and submission in drafting of bids follow the checklist of the technical and financial document requirements uploaded to the bidding documents for the contract to be bid out. Absence of any required documents shall be considered as failure of compliance of the required document and non-compliance of the bid. Chronologically arrange the documents in accordance with the checklist to the technical and financial documents. Provide and list out in pagination and securely bind the documents. Affix initial on all pages of the documents. The initials on the pages, together with the pagination, affirm the authenticity of the pages that they are indeed part of the submitted bid documents. Submit duly signed original in one machine copy of the bid documents. Machine copies of the documents must be from the original. Okay, the instruction and the submission in drafting of bids. Letter A, place the original technical document in an envelope and securely seal it. Put a marking on the envelope containing the following text. Original technical document, the name of the bank chairman, and the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID in the name of the project, and indicate. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 23, 2024 for 24F00094 and 24F00291. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 24, 2024 for 24F00296 and 24F00297. Do the same to the original financial documents and put both the original, technical, and financial envelopes into one outer envelope. Label the outer envelope as original bid, including the other text for the marking. Do the same above procedures for the copy by marking the envelopes as copy 1 for the technical and financial documents as well as the outer envelope. Okay, place the envelopes labeled original bid and copy 1 in one mother envelope and put the marking containing the text name of the bank chairman in the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID in the name of the project, and indicate. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 23, 2024 for 24F00094 and 24F00291. Do not open before 10 a.m. of April 24, 2024 for 24F00296 and 24F00297. Okay, this is the illustration that the instruction I read a while ago. Instruction and submission opening of bids. The original one was containing both the original in the copy 1 will contain technical documents and financial documents in the outer envelope to be put into a mother envelope. Okay, other important matters. Prospective bidders are encouraged to conduct site inspection for them to determine whether this is the right project for them. Decisions of the bank amending any provision of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bid bulletin at decided calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Minutes of the pre-bid conference will be posted in the bank bulletin board, and prospective bidders are encouraged to read the minutes. Prospective bidders are also encouraged to regularly visit the postings in the PhilGIBs and DPS websites to keep themselves abreast of the supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued by the bank. Other important matters, prospective bidders key personnel shall submit copies of their valid and updated PRC licenses and or accreditation, whichever is applicable. Possible causes of failure of bidding are no bids are received. Number 2, all prospective bidders are declared ineligible. With all bids fail to comply with all the bid documents or fail post-qualification. Or number 4, the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid refuses without justifiable cause to accept the award of contract and no award is made in accordance with Section 40 of the Act and its IRR. Okay, that ends our pre-bid presentation. Sir Benji, do you have anything to say?
Malinaw naman yung pagkaka-present sa PowerPoint, including dun sa segment about the bid securing declaration, naka-identify na doon kung kung anong mangyayari pagka ikaw ay na-blacklist, dapat forfeited yata yung kanyang security. So, nandoon naman yun, maka-specify naman siya. So, yung mga bidders natin, our advice na pag nag-submit kayo ng bid, make sure na hindi man non-comply yung bid nyo kasi the box mandated by department order, ano ba yung bago ngayon? 28, yung 3-strike policy, na mag-submit kami ng report pertaining to that violation, non-compliance. Okay, yun lang naman.
Other members of the bank who are now
Series
Zoom,
of 2020.
Attorney DJ, Engineer Nelson, Engineer Alex, Engineer Nelson, hello po. Okay, Attorney,
Tulog ba yan?
yes po.
Patama.
Parang may tinitinala siya na sige po.
Sige po.
Okay po, so with that, those who joined us in the live stream, Attorney, do you have something to say po? Attorney BJ?
Nan po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you po. Si Engineer Nelson.
Wala po, ma'am.
Thank you po, Attorney Engineer Nelson. Do you have any additional info? Wala, nakamute ka po.
Stay online kasi may post
Meron bang video po?
Opo, thank you po.
May dalawa pa yung post
May post tayo, kaya kahit hindi tayo nakalagay na po, pero mga post ko.
Opo, kasama kayo doon sa post
Sama po para may sige po. So with that, those who joined us in the live stream, thank you for joining us. Members of the back, Sir Benji and the rest of the back members, and ano po, sa ating DPWH and the Bacacay, thank you. And we proceed now to the post-qualification.
Dalawang project.
Hindi mo na po siya.
Thank you, ma'am.